Joy with
First ever.
a 2-on-1. Oh,
Did he bring it in? He did.
It is.
caught!
From Win Palmer Court in Sewickley, Pennsylvania, we welcome you to continuing coverage of the WPIAL basketball playoffs in 2026 on the NFHS Network. It's the Sewickley Academy Panthers taking on the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions in opening round action. And welcome courtside, everybody. I am Matt Forgan, joined alongside Damon McDermott. And it's a rematch of the PIAA Final Four from a season ago. GCC was up in that game big, 20 points before Sewickley Academy had an epic comeback. Well, those seasons from a year ago are and played out very differently here in 2026. For Sewickley Academy, 21 straight wins. They lose only one game in the season. It was a regular season finale against Rosedale Catholic. And Damon, they also tout the number one defense in the WPIL and the number two best offense in all the WPIL, all classifications considered.
Yeah, people look at the game last year and go, oh, we're going to have a good one, and hopefully we do here in the playoffs. But when you got a 2 seed now against a 15 seed, after they were a number 1 last year, they lost a lot of guys in Greensburg Central Catholic. And for Sewickley, a lot of these freshmen are now sophomore. They learned the game, and nobody in the Whitfield this year has slowed them down whatsoever. Like you mentioned, one game it took out of state to get that undefeated season. Not happening this year.
Yeah, went perfect in the WPIAL to this point. And now we take a look at the tail of the tape and how these two teams got to this point. GCC, I think what stands out more to me, Damon, is their defense has been pretty good. Just 52 points a game they average giving up.
Yeah, so they have a lot of freshmen starting. So the first thing you want to try to teach is defense. So they're definitely getting stops. Now the shot selection, you can see 42 points per game. They're still learning. There's a lot of shots going up they probably should not be taken. And tonight they're going to have to be very selective in how they take their shots, hold the ball as much as they can, because you look at Sewickley Academy, 30 points per game. That is unbelievable, and they average 70 as well. And we know a lot of these games they could probably put up more, but after they hit that mercy rule, they kind of coast and win these games. So it is unbelievable what Sewickley has done this year.
Just mentioned that 30 points, the best in the WPIL District 7 in this regular season. Take a look now for the keys. Damon McDermott, how do you get a win in the opening round of the postseason here tonight?
Well, let's start with the underdogs. Let's have some fun here. Greensburg Central Catholic, they beat Union, so they already have an upset. They were the 18 seed. They beat the 15, and they did not hit their free throws. They went 3 for 17 in that game. They ended up winning, but Coach Tim O'Rourke said, we cannot do that ever again. And then second, ride the momentum. You've had a game before. Sewickley Academy has had a game lately. So, again, maybe you're shooting a little bit better tonight. Legs are a little bit more loose. And then lastly, play your own pace. You're playing against a team that is really talented. They're going to press you a lot in this game. Get that ball past half court and just set into your own sets and try to win this game as ugly as you can. For Sewickley Academy, don't play with your food. You are supposed to win this section, or you're supposed to meet Jeanette in the Whitfield 2A final. And then second, no rust. Set the tone. I know you haven't had a game in a week, but you got to come out here. You got to shoot the 3-ball well. And lastly, trust your seniors. You have Caden Battles that was in this situation last year. You got Lucas Grimsley. Let them kind of show you what playoff basketball is for the first couple of minutes for any of these freshmen get in the game. And then just, take care of business like they should here tonight.
All right, now time to take a look at tonight's starting lineups. The WPIAL playoffs being hosted here at Sewickley, and for GCC, Carson Kramer, Luca Dennis, Thomas DeLugos, Luke Samilka, and Jamie Biotti are the starting lineup for the Centurions. And then for the usual suspects for Sewickley Academy, Caden Battles, Amari Spencer, Lucas Grimsley, Mamadou Kane, and Adam E. Kimba. Sewickley Academy is supposed to hold down home court and do what home court says. Just win. Win Palmer Court hosting the WPIAL playoffs. Sewickley Academy at GCC. Tip-off coming up next.
Growing up at Sewickley Academy, every single step is a giant leap towards extraordinary, where students are excited about school and develop a love for learning. Our early childhood students begin their adventure here in a world of discovery and wonder, building, creating, and stretching their imaginations, sharing curiosities and kindness. We help each child with routines that build self-confidence. We lean into learning through exploration, allowing time to observe, question, and reflect. Through personalized attention, we see firsthand what excites them to learn and create lessons from the things they're most interested in, exploring new vocabulary to help communicate thoughts, developing math skills to problem solve, and even discovering talents and passions. Many steps are taken each day, and we make every one count. Sewickley Academy, intentionally extraordinary.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team wherever you want, 24/7. More stories.
Unstoppable.
More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
If your basement walls are peeling, that is not appealing. So this is water damage,
yes,
man?
Sir. That's water damage.
How many people right now have compromise in their basement brought on by water?
Oh, the majority. I mean, water is the enemy of a home.
Right.
But it's better to have it assessed to give you that ease of mind.
Sure.
Inspections are free. Might as well just give us a call to help.
Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Another look at that starting lineup for GCC. It is the freshman forward Carson Kramer, the sophomore guard Luca Dennis, the freshman guard Tommy DeLugos, the junior guard Luke Sewickley, and the senior forward James Body. For Sewickley Academy, it's senior Caden Battles, senior Amari Spencer, senior Lucas Grimsley, sophomore Mamadou Kane, and junior Adam Ikimba. And, for Sewickley Academy, as Mark Grandinetti brings the home team out onto the floor here, and the Sewickley girls getting a big win in the postseason over the Menneson Greyhounds just moments ago. But this is what they wanted to get to, Damon. They got to the postseason, only one blemish, and honestly, it's probably the best thing that happened to this team during the regular season, being tested by a team like that. But for all the things that we've been talking about, this is the season that we've been waiting for Sewickley Academy to get to.
We talk about it all the time. There's the regular season, and then you have the second season. Last year, these guys didn't have a lot of expectations going into the second season, and they were just happy they got all the way to the state final, losing the semifinals in the WIPIO as well. And now all the expectations are on them. But the good thing is they've grown so much, and then you just mentioned that last game they got to play against Roseau Catholic. They finally took a loss. And we could joke around that Coach Isolino scheduled that game on purpose, but I really think they learned a lot. They lost on a buzzer beater to a team that might win the state in New Jersey. Now you say, okay, we're not perfect. There's things we need to work on, and they did that in the last week. And if I know Sewickley Academy, they're going to come out here firing, ready to go after that loss, and they want to prove something all the way through these playoffs.
GCC 7-16 coming into tonight's game. They were 5th out of Section 1. Sewickley Academy, of course, running through the Section 2 regular season, unblemished, 12-0, and come into tonight's contest 21-1 on the season. It'll be Adam Ikimba jumping against Tommy DeLugos, the 5'9" guard, goes against him, and how about he wins the jump? GCC controls the opening jump, 3 on the way, and good for Carson Kramer. The freshman starts things off with the Centurions on the board.
You never, again, they just got to play a game a couple days ago, feeling a little confident after you upset Union.
And that was on the Scotties' home floor. Grimsley to Battles as we are underway from Win Palmer Court. Grimsley top of the key three, pure, ties things. Triple apiece.
Lucas Grimsley, one of the heroes last year in the playoffs. Got to think he's going to play a humongous role this year as a senior.
That one lost out of bounds back to Sewickley. Yeah, you talk about Grimsley, and we've talked about him all season long. Him and Mamadou Kane, the two teams' leading scorers coming into tonight, and Grimsley was the hero in that PIAA Final Four game against the Centurions.
Caught fire.
Yes, and he was electric from three and starts the same way. Something about playing GCC and Lucas Grimsley hitting threes. Patient possession here for Sewickley Academy. Grimsley catching, shooting, and pure 2 for 2 for Lucas.
It's like this guy loves the playoffs. We saw in the regular season a little up and down with the three-pointer. We know how good of a shooter is. When I say up and down, maybe one game cold, but this guy, one of the best shooters we've seen all year, and then the playoffs started. He goes, I'll start 2 for 2. I would give it to him here, too. Give another heat check. And we just saw that press right there as well. We'll see that three-pointer one more time from Lucas Grimsley.
And they got the steal, got the possession. Battles to Spencer, feeding down low to Ikemba. Mamadou can't connect, and it's Carson Kramer coming up with it on the other end.
Kramer's got some good size as well for a freshman, a very young Greensburg Central Catholic team that's happy to be here. But again, why not get this upset now that you're here?
Foul, first one of the night. Going up against Adam Ikemba.
Just a little bit too early, and then you got to let the ball carrier at least get past you there. A couple mistakes from Sewickley early, but again, they have not played a game in over a week.
Kramer double-teamed. Finally was able to cough up the pill, got it over to DeLugos. Running inside to Semelka. Semelka amongst the trees, loses it out of bounds off of the Panthers. First substitution for the Panthers, Jameer Guyton. And if you're first time seeing Sewickley Academy this season, Guyton would be starting on most AA squads.
Unreal talent. Really stepped up in that Roselle Catholic game. I think gave Mike Isolino a little extra confidence.
5 seconds, and Guyton forces a turnover right off the bench.
He's one of those tweeners, at least when you look in college. And in high school, he can play center or power forward, but he's a guy, he can play a little guard. If he was a little bit bigger, I think he's an awesome power forward. So, again, he's only a sophomore.
At 6'4", and as you mentioned, time to grow. Mamadou up and fouled, and Mamadou Kane is another one. If you're just tuning into the Sewickley Academy show, Mamadou Kane, just a sophomore, 6'8" on the roster, and the expectations continue to grow with his play. And he hits his first.
If you're a Greensburg Central Catholic fan, you remember him last year, but I would say if you saw the growth in Mamadou Kane in the last year, he's also put on about 10 pounds of muscle. Way better free throw shooter this year. He'll shoot the 3 ball now, and then watch out. He's going to dunk on you a couple times, and we've seen this year many college coaches coming to see him play.
That popped into the air. Jameer Guyton getting into a passing lane, out of bounds off the Panthers, but still you see the relentless defense from this Panther squad.
They're going to press you until you can prove that you can break it consistently.
And they are able to break it. Got it to DeLugos. Got a body. Back outside body. GCC Gazette, after hitting the opening 3, they've gone cold. Kramer, the freshman who did so. Semelka. Kramer in the lane, floater. Rims out for the freshman, and a foul off the rebound going the other way. It's on GCC, their second one of the evening. DeLugos picks up his first.
So already seeing a different look here. We said I think it's Amari Spencer's birthday, by the way, for the senior. See a couple signs out there.
Family and friends so supportive of all the Sewickley Academy squad is dribbling into Sewickley. Lost control of it, rolling around out there. Grimsley comes out of the scrum with it. Amongst three Centurions, was able to work his way out to Spencer. Spencer bouncing to Battles and over to Grimsley. Returns the favor. Spencer, nice pass on the baseline to Grimsley. Jump step to get inside and up and found. Lucas Grimsley headed to the charity stripe.
Really nice pass there, like you said, by Amar Spencer. And again, he might not be the flashiest guy out there, but he's a senior that can do a little bit of everything for you, distribute the basketball, score when he needs to, and then get a guy like Lucas Grimsley that can shoot it all over the place.
Well, when you have so many firepower and so much star power on the Sewickley Academy team, you need a guy who knows his role, and Amari Spencer's that guy.
Oh, he absolutely is. He knows his role, and I mean, he's tough down low as well. When they play these physical teams like a Roselle Catholic, he doesn't back down. And when you end up playing maybe a Jeanette, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but it's going to come in handy having a guy like that.
Rattles in there for Lucas.
It's amazing for Lucas Grimsley. There's some games it takes him to the third quarter to get to 8 points. He has 8 already. It just shows there's so much talent. You just don't know who's going to score for Sewickley Academy.
It makes them so hard to scout. You got to watch their whole season to know who's capable of what.
That's Drew Steele's just checked in. We didn't know anything about him until the playoffs, and then he started going off as well.
Had an amazing state championship. Here's a steal by Ikimba. Works it to Grimsley. Grimsley for his third 3 of the night. Lucas Grimsley with 11. There's another steal by, this is Guyton. Guyton the steal and score. Timeout, GCC. A 10-point lead for the Panthers. Make it 12 with the added 2.
And we can maybe say there was rust maybe the first minute. Adam Ikimba got a quick sub out. Coach Isolino didn't like his first couple possessions. He comes back in, makes a great pass to Lucas Grimsley. And
gets
then
2 steals.
And then he gets 2 steals. And again, you just don't know who's going to score. Jameer Guyton comes in off the bench. He has earned a role, I think, here in the last 5 games, now that he's one of the first guys off the bench. What he can do defensively and offensively.
Yeah, you saw what he did against Roselle Catholic, and that was I was convinced before that, but what he did against Roselle coming off the bench in that way was very impressive, and that's what able to keep Sewickley so healthy and so full of energy is you can go deep down this bench and still get great play from the guys 8, 9, 10 down the line.
Yeah, it's funny. When I write down the stat sheet and keep track of stats, I have to write down 11 guys' names because that's how many legitimately will get minutes and can score for Sewickley.
Grimsley off a steal. Grimsley feeds inside to Ikimba. One dribble amongst 4 Centurions. Good.
I think that little spark, Coach Isolino tell him to sit down for a minute, woke him up.
Dennis runs all the way to the baseline, gets it taken away neatly there by Guyton. Another turnover forced by 13 for the Panthers. Grimsley, meanwhile, goes to the rack, and he's hacked.
Grimsley at this point is just kind of throwing up heat checks, and so far he's either been fouled or he's made every shot.
Body picks up his second.
Which is also not good for Greensburg because they don't have much size once they start getting to the bench. A lot of these young guys, he's going to have to take a breather.
And again, if you're not familiar with the Sewickley Academy roster, they have 7 players who are 6'5" or taller.
That'll play. That's what a coach will say. That'll play.
Not 6 foot. That stat's normally 6 foot or taller.
Yep.
6'5" or taller. And we see Connor Tall check in. First playoff minutes of the season for Connor. Sewickley for GCC stops in the lane. Southall with a hand in his face, but Sewickley gets his first points of the night.
And Sewickley's why they're here. He had 14 big points, 8 in the second half against Union.
in to go back out for a Guyton 3-ball corner pocket.
Saying, hey, guys, you want to talk about my defense, all this, all that? I could shoot it, too. Nice 3-ball there by Guyton.
22-5. Sewickley, a dominating start to this one here at Win Palmer Court. Opening round of the WPIAL 2A playoffs. Talk about how the seedings go. Sewickley certainly able to play the disrespect card, getting the 2 seed. And that one layup missing, rimming out there. Back the other way come the Panthers. Guyton, one side and then the other, but that one goes in and out. Big rebound by Drew Steele. Out to Toll for 3, that's short. Another rebound by Drew Steele underneath. He'll try it himself. That's short as well. And finally, GCC gets the rebound and is fouled. Guyton picks up a cheap one.
3 missed threes, but Coach Izzolino, he's still happy because you're being aggressive on the boards. He knows those shots are eventually going to fall for Sewickley all through the playoffs. And like you said, I think the worst thing the committee could do is give these guys any type of motivation. It's like the Patriots back in the day. Bill Belichick would look for anything to put on the locker room. And for Sewickley to go, okay, they don't think you're the best team in 2A. Go prove them wrong. Also, you have Adam Akimba. It shows you how much they can guard. He's the switching.
Snively losing that one out of bounds. Sophomore, I mean, this is a young GCC team. I mentioned the 2 freshmen that start in Kramer and DeLugos. Only 1 senior starter in Body. Chased that one into the corner. Dennis came out of it. GCC gets a takeaway.
Yeah, but this is a team, give him a year or 2. I really do. Beating Union was very impressive to even get to this point.
Jimmo Work in his first year as head coach. Steals another steal. Drew to Guyton, bouncing inside. Rob Southall up strong on the right hand.
We haven't even mentioned Rob Southall in this game, but he was a big part of that state run last year. He's like the 7th or 8th guy off the bench that could be starting for a lot of 2A, 3A schools as well.
They did, that one got poked away neatly there by Southall. Teammates come up with the steal. Drew Steele, drag that foot. And we'll see another guy we haven't talked about yet, and Eric Kracian comes in for Guyton. And he's one of the, if you haven't circled his name, he's a freshman, but he's going to be fun to watch for the next 3 years.
6'5".
And growing.
3-level scorer. Drew Steele is so active with those hands. Look at him fighting for the basketball while they're up 19.
The effort from Agent Zero there for Sewickley.
I think he's starting to get a lot of recognition around the WPIAL as well. He had a big game against Roselle Catholic. Played well when they played Obama, who just won the City League Championship. One of those guys that seems like when they play better competition, he's game.
DeLugos up top to the freshman Kramer. You have the freshman 0-0, bigger guy. Most teams play the 4 or 5, yeah. But he's been outside playing a lot of the point guard position tonight as that shot off the mark by DeLugos at the buzzer. End of 8, 24-5. Sewickley Academy leads after 1 quarter of play. The second quarter of the WPIAL first round. Basketball playoffs live right here on the NFHS Network.
You're always on the winning team with the Power of Bowser, the official car dealer of the WPIAL. Visit powerofbowser.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to find your perfect vehicle. Get the absolute best price and the best car buying experience around. See the full lineup at powerofbowser.com. Powerofbowser.com, where the power of Bowser is yours.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Big Ten Plus. Get 3 months of Big Ten Plus for only $4.99 per month. Scan the QR code or go to big10plus.com and enter NFHS when selecting a monthly pass at checkout.
Head coach of the Sewickley Academy Panthers in his second season, Mike Izzolino. Played in the NBA, great career at St. Francis, and had a great high school career at Altoona. Second year coaching high school ball. Previously was the assistant coach under Andy Toole at Robert Morris.
He could still be coaching college too, but I think he's really fallen in love with high school hoops as he was an assistant head coach.
Southall inside, one dribble, back outside, Creation for three! A freshman.
And there's a reason why Andy Toole was at the last game. Drew Joyce was at the last game. You got all these talented freshmen, sophomore. You just want to keep tabs on them as they go through their high school careers, and they get a couple of their first D1 offers. Mama Duquesne has one from Duquesne, but you got to think a lot more guys on this roster will end up getting them.
Nice slice and dice for DeLugos, but could not come up with it. Got to the rim and then got rejected. Simple play. Tall bouncing inside. Southall up strong. Bucket and the foul. Nice dish from Tall. And Southall gets the hoop in the harm.
And those two guys come off the bench a lot. They got some chemistry. Really good job to lead that pass to the inside and let him spin, go right to the hoop. And what Rob does so well, he fights through contact, and he keeps it simple. You see one or two moves right up with the basketball.
Southall.
Love the old school look with the goggles, too.
No
we told him that once or twice.
Three-point play. An old school way.
He plays, I hope he always takes it as a compliment, but I said
yes.
he plays old school basketball down low. It's nothing fancy. Always gets to the hoop.
I like that you say goggles and not Rexprex, too, because I think that's the...
No, the goggles are cool.
Yes, right. Kramer, big fella, loses it out of bounds off the Panthers, but, I mean, you're having your 6'3" freshman really ball handle the most out of anybody.
And he's got a tape on his hand, too. He hit that big three to start the game. Again, these guys, this game, it's going to be a tough one, but you're going to learn a lot going into the offseason, what you need to work on when you play a team like Sewickley.
Joseph Foss is into the game. He has the ball now. Now Body inside. Body worked it back outside. Foss with it. And falling down is fouled.
It's not like Greensburg isn't moving the ball well. I think they're baffled how fast Sewickley is and how they can guard all five positions. You'll see Adam McKimbo on a point guard, and you look at him like, I can get past him. Then you realize, oh, he's actually pretty good laterally, and you can't get around him.
Yeah, these aren't just tall guys. They're agile. They're just as athletic. Can play the two or the three just as much. Ball pops up into the air and finally finds in waiting hands of Body and roll it around into the corner. Semelka runs the baseline. Help is there. Back outside of Body.
There's just nowhere to go right now. Semelka, he's their starting shooting guard, junior. He can really fill up the stat sheet. Sewickley's giving him a little bit of extra attention. Right now he has Caden Battles. I'm interested to see if he goes for it. Nope, miscommunication again. They just cannot find any space so far against Sewickley. They're not doing anything real fancy. They're running pretty much man-to-man, and they can just switch on and off every single position for Sewickley.
Sewickley Academy cheerleaders cheered the girls to a win. And now looking for the boys to get it done. And three, Creation off the mark. Kramer got the board. Melka guarded by Tall. Tall almost picks his pocket. Forces him to Kramer. Called once for 5 seconds, gets it away. Tall almost got away with that one. He'll check out. Grimsley back in along with Amari Spencer.
So we've already seen 9 people checking the game for Sewickley Academy. Why not keep those legs fresh as much as you can early on in these playoff rounds? They'll play again Thursday if they end up winning this game.
It's just, especially to see a team this deep. Voss. JT Stalvey into the game here for GCC. Sewickley in some trouble, moved it outside to Kramer. Kramer.
They're trying. I mean, it is unbelievable defense by Sewickley. You can see why they're the best defense in the Whitfield.
Regardless of class coming into this game, that bizarre 30 points against, and that only bumped up in the loss to Roselle Catholic out of New Jersey in the regular season finale. Coming up on the 4-minute mark of this second, popped into the air. Kracian had it. Then he goes and finds the loose garbage, picks it up. Battles, pushes ahead to Spencer. Spencer around the baseline, worked it away. Nice steal by Sewickley, anticipating the pass. Sewickley goes coast to coast and is fouled. 2 shots coming for the junior Luke Sewickley.
I don't want to tell Sewickley to be a ball hog, but if they have any chance here tonight, he just got to be selfish. Right there, he finally got to look where he can just drive. He needs to try to draw as many fouls as he can and keep getting that free throw line.
First one good for Sewickley as Sums check in. Snively checks in. And Luca Dennis back on the floor, one of the starters. Misses. Spencer gets the board and outlets to Battles. Kracian, another look for 3 off the mark. Dennis to Sewickley. See if GCC content with looking for the open shot here again. Three, that's short. Missed by Snively. Battles. Kracian for 3. Just clangs off the rim and a foul over the back. On Sewickley, it will be Spencer, the guilty party. GCC went 5-9 in conference play. Means they only had 2 wins outside of the conference this season.
They only had 1 win before Christmas. So, again, these young guys, they showed fight this year. They made the playoffs. You get a playoff win in that prelim round. So a lot to look forward to for GCC going into next year. And you'll have Sewickley back as a senior. Stalvey you talked about briefly, but he's the one that had the layup and the game-winning steal to win that game. See some of the freshmen starting already. So, but right now you're in a buzzsaw, and there's Caden Battles with another steal.
Battles to Spencer, back to Battles, now to Grimsley. 3 ball, short, but Grimsley tipped it over there to Drew Steele, gives it back to Grimsley, runs the baseline with the floater. That touch from the senior.
Already has 13 in this game. No, 15 now. Had 13 in that first quarter.
And to finish this thought on GCC, they won 5 of their last 10 if you count the Union win in the preliminary rounds. There's another steal by Drew Steele. He gets the steal and the score. Timeout, GCC, full timeout. It's all Panthers with 1:52 to go in the first half. Sewickley well in control.
Drew Steele with his first 2 points. Sewickley now, you can see some of the starters in, some rounds with deep scoring depth right here. You see Rob Southall with a couple layups early. He came off the bench. Eric Kracian made one early from the left baseline. Southall again, just one dribble right back up. So a lot of the young guys, the sophomore, the freshman, but can't forget about the senior that already has 15 points, Lucas Grimsley, having a heck of a night. And then Drew Steele. You want to talk about a guy, there's just so much athleticism in everything he does on the court with that left-handed layup. We'll see it one more time. Also has 2 steals. I know his last name Steals will make that joke 100 times in the playoffs, but he really does. He gets 5 steals a game.
He does.
He has such good active hands.
It's hard to not make it. Winner of this game plays the winner of Chartiers Houston and Winchester Thurston. We'll actually be able to give you an update on that game coming up at halftime. That game tipped off about a half an hour earlier than ours did, so we should have an idea of who the Panthers could be squaring off against in the quarterfinals.
You want to make a guess and I'll make a guess?
I'm going to go Winchester Thurston.
They're the better seed, and they got.
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not the better
No.
seed. No, Chartiers is.
Chartiers is the 7 and Winchester's the 10.
Yeah, Winchester, though, they have one guy averaging 22 points a game and Hammerling, so if he can just get hot. That's what I always look for a lot of these seed matchups. Okay, does one have a star player that if he gets hot, and I think they could really pull it off and they get a rematch against Sewickley Academy.
The Bears come back to, that will be a neutral site game.
So City School versus Sewickley.
50-42, Winchester Thurston leads Chartiers Houston with a minute left. So it looks like our synopsis is good. That 3 banks open. Stowowie.
He doesn't make easy buckets. That's his coach talked about when he made the layup. He sat most of the second half, put him back in, made 2 of the biggest plays, the big game-changing plays for Greensburg Central Catholic. Now Drew Steele's answers right back.
Under a minute to go here in the first half. Steele's showing he can be offensive. Kramer to the rack, fouled. 2 shots coming for the freshman. Other games on that side of the bracket, the 3 seed who feels like they were wronged even more than Sewickley Academy was because they felt like they earned the right to not play Sewickley until the finals. They thought they were going to get the Jayhawks on the 2 seed, and they did not. So it will be the 3. They're playing Bentworth about 15, 20 minutes from here at the in Out of Moon Township.
They should win that game, but Brentwood did improve a lot.
Bentworth.
Bentworth. They improved a lot. You had Moo Dang, who came in that really never played organized basketball. We saw him play against Sewickley. Then he ended up averaging 20 for the Whippeal this year.
And Jefferson Morgan, the 6 seed against the 11 seed Springdale Dynamos. 6-11 matchup. So the winner of those 2 games will play, and then winner of that could potentially play Sewickley or Winchester in that matchup as Adami Kimba adds to it. 10 seconds to go in the half. Stowowie looking, throwing it towards the rack and throwing it just off the line. First half in the books, 39-10. Sewickley Academy leading Greensburg Central Catholic here in the WPIAL first round. Stick around, more coverage of the WPIAL playoffs here on the NFHS Network, produced by JRM Sports. We're back to Sewickley, Pennsylvania after these words.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team, wherever you want, 24/7. More stories.
Unstoppable.
More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
That's the power of Bowser.
You're always on the winning team with the power of Bowser, the official car dealer of the WPIAL. Visit powerofbowser.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to find your perfect vehicle. Get the absolute best price and the best car buying experience around. See the full lineup at powerofbowser.com. Powerofbowser.com, where the power of Bowser is yours.
At Sewickley Academy, a lifelong love for learning is sparked from day one, preparing students for college and beyond. Students are encouraged to think and learn independently and cooperatively, while having the flexibility to pursue their own interests across academics, athletics, and the arts. With small class sizes and a strong sense of community, students from the middle school to the senior school learn the value of collaboration and understanding. Regardless of age, Sewickley Academy students gain the confidence to lead, inspire, and excel. And every experience along the way shapes their future, allowing them to build the skills and character necessary to succeed. At Sewickley Academy, becoming a lifelong learner is becoming the best version of yourself. Sewickley Academy, intentionally extraordinary.
You can shop for pretty much anything online. Clothes, food, vacations, you name it. All without ever leaving the comfort of your couch. Finally, banking can be just that easy too. With the all-new FMB eStore, you can shop for hundreds of financial products to manage your money, all from the comfort of your couch. From clicks to bricks, we've got you covered. Experience the FMB eStore in branch, on your phone, or online at fmb-online.com.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine. And Ryan's. And our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work. To bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
If your basement walls are peeling, that is not appealing. So this is water damage?
Yes,
man?
sir. That's water damage.
How many people right now have compromise in their basement brought on by water?
Oh, the majority. I mean, water is the enemy of a home.
Right.
But it's better to have it assessed to give you that ease of mind.
Sure.
Inspections are free. Might as well just give us a call to help.
Baker's Waterproofing is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
First half is in the books, and we're at halftime here at Sewickley Academy, where the Panthers lead it 39-10. It's the 2 seed over the 18 seed, back with Damon McDermott. It's been all Sewickley Academy, Damon, and this is what we came to expect.
Yeah, when you're a 2 seed, you got to take care of business. I will say
they haven't played with their food, right?
No, they have not played with their food. You know, the keys to the game. You always got to pay attention to the keys of the game. Some of these guys, they don't turn it on until tip-off, and they miss the keys. But don't play with your food. You see Jameer Guyton having a really good game off the bench. A couple of freshmen have came in, got some playoff experience. But when you got Adam Akimba, you see Mamadou Kane crashing the boards there as well. Just so much talent on this team. Semelko's doing everything he can for Greensburg Central Catholic. He had 14 in their game against Union. But when you got Jameer Guyton hitting threes, Lucas Grimsley with 15 points already, it is just, you don't know where they're going to throw the ball to, and everybody can score. Rob Southall had a couple nice post moves as well. The freshman Eric Cracion, you see right there, he came in, he scored. So we assume that Sewickley's going to move on, and we'll talk about it more in the second half, but Winchester Thurston was up by 8 with 1:30 to go, so that one's probably final. We already have what we think will be a second-round matchup. A team that they played twice in the regular season. You see Drew Steele there with a nice layup with his left hand. And then that big one you talk about, if Volch takes care of business, 2 versus 3.
Yeah, I think that's when things start to get good, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's no slight against these teams. It's just like Greensburg Central Catholic. They lost Samir Crosby. Congratulations, he recently committed to Georgetown, and you're losing some seniors. Some guys have transferred, and you just have so many freshmen and sophomores starting. And when you see a team like this, you're just not ready for it yet. Now, I will say they had a couple nice possessions. You're learning a lot, but I think Greensburg Central Catholic's a team you look out for next year. But right now, you're running into a buzzsaw that, in my opinion, in high school hoops, Matt, we talk about it all the time. It's so weird in Western Pennsylvania. Everybody puts so much emphasis on the WPIAL. I love it, too. I wish I won a WPIAL title when I played. But a team like Sewickley, they have that national team type of vibe where it's, okay, we expect to win the WPIAL. Then we want to talk about states. We want to win states. We lost in the final last year, and they want to get back there and win the 2A final as well.
Yeah, that's the goal, and they fell short of that goal, and they love the rematch against the Jayhawks. They put them on the other side of the bracket. That was the team that knocked them out of this tournament a season ago in the semifinals. And then it was the run they went on to the state tournament, beating GCC in the PIAA Final Four and losing the state championship on a final shot at the buzzer. GCC throws it away. Sewickley gets the possession. You know, and it was something for GCC, how young this team is to advance to the playoffs. Get a win in the preliminary rounds. Beat Union, upset the Scotties in the 17-18 game. That's off the mark, and up strong is Grimsley, who's up and fouled.
I think they charged him for a shot because it hit the backboard, but Mamadou Kane's athletic, but I don't think he's grabbing a 7'5" alley-oop right there. But it's an exciting time of year. Like you said, a young team, they get a playoff win. Tonight you have so many teams playing for the first time in playoffs. Sewickley, again, made it to semis last year. GCC was the number 1 seed in 2A last year. So, again, they're rebuilding but still making playoffs in this rebuilding year is a feather in their cap. I know, Matt, 6A is a toss-up. I think 2A, when we get the Jeanette, Sewickley, Olsh, that turns into almost a toss-up. 4A, we did a couple of those games. You have no idea who can win 4A, so it's exciting this time of year. Sewickley trying to get the big stage for the first time with this class at the WPIAL Championships.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other part of this
They
story.
haven't played there.
They haven't gotten there yet.
And there'll be some nerves if they get there.
And there's some people saying that Sewickley shouldn't be playing in this level of this class, and it's like, well, they haven't gotten there yet. They haven't even won a championship.
That's the biggest slight when I hear people say that, is that they got knocked out by Jeanette by 20 last year. It wasn't even like, oh, Jeanette hit a half quarter and they won the game, they snuck out of it. I mean, they got dominated last year. Coach Isolino will tell you that. He has no problem telling you that. They just did not play well, and then they made a state final run that then people were like, oh, this Sewickley team's pretty good.
Right.
And then they learned so much about themselves last year, and when you got freshmen that are now sophomores and they've got better, now everybody's like, oh, this team's way too good for 2A. It's like, at least let them win it once before you kick them out.
Right. And they've already.
It feels like an Aliquippa thing where it's
right.
like, you're like, oh, don't let them at least win it a couple times where you say, get out of here.
And they've already voluntarily elected to play in 4A next cycle, which will start next season.
And if they're as good as we think they are, then people are going to say they should have went straight to 6A. Well, they didn't know they were going to be as good to make it all the way up to 4A.
And especially with you mentioned the Aliquippa thing is a great example of, like, Aliquippa voluntarily moved up to play better competition, and then the state has wanted to continuously move them up. Oh, well, Sewickley doesn't necessarily want to get into a situation with that. There's Mamadou Kane. Last time Sewickley won a WPIAL championship was 2018. There's a steal. Nice look to Ikemba. Two-handed flush.
Now, if they come and watch these games, though, they're like, holy cow, the talent on this team. But a lot of these guys were here last year. They just got a lot better this year. You can credit that to the whole Sewickley Academy basketball staff.
Yeah, what a staff it is. Guys like Trey Woodall, Greg Sircone, Mike Fitzgerald on the bench.
I want to see the coaches have a shooting competition.
You got some legends across the state of Pennsylvania and beyond.
And all these guys, they have a lot of playoff experience. We've talked about Coach Isolino, his heartbreaker when he played high school basketball. That's why he's been so hard on these guys throughout this season. And this is where you really start seeing stuff pay off. Going 21-0 and then taking that big game against Roselle Catholic. Playing Obama, who ended up winning the City League. And I think they're going to make some noise in the States as a 4A team. I really do, how talented that guard combo is. Playing Aliquippa. Playing a 6A Pine Richland team. 6A is a toss-up. Pine Richland could win the whole thing or lose in the first round.
Sure.
So they definitely played up in competition when they could. And now you get to finally play 2A playoffs, and they've checked all the boxes here in this first round matchup so far, up 35 against Greensburg Central Catholic.
GCC up strong and fouled Luke Sewickley.
Caden Battle's a little bit hurt. You hope he's okay. Remember, he had an injury last year. But it looks like Caden's okay. And Sewickley, we talked about that state run. Caden Battles got hurt, so then you learned about Drew Steele. You learned about all these guys. And again, this team's so deep, too. That helps so much here in this playoff run. Because, Matt, it's funny. WPIAL playoffs are a second season. Then state playoffs end up being a third season. You're playing all the way into April almost.
Right. Sewickley.
Missed
the add one here.
Makes the second.
Under 5 to go with the third. Battles in Grimsley now. To Ikemba. Almost lost control of it there. Threw it away. Off of GCC. Stays with Sewickley.
Coach Isolino telling Akimba, stop. You're taller there, but you don't got to put it above your head. Just put it at your chin. They're not going to get the basketball off you. The little things, even when you're up by this much.
Kimba, yeah, he was fouled, and it's kind of one of those we'll see where it goes fouls.
Kimba, he knows. He should have just went up and dunked that, though. But a really nice play there by the freshman again for GCC. And Carson Kramer ends up being a foul, but just to go up with the big guy right there. He's smiling. He looked at him and goes, I almost got you. I almost didn't get a foul call there.
Like what we've seen out of the freshman and Carson Kramer.
Yeah, he's got a tape on his left hand, but, again, a bigger guard for sure. You can definitely see the talent. He's still smiling about almost getting a block. He's like, I was that close. And he's going to take a breather now. But, again, for these guys, I think they're happy to be here. That Union game to them was just proven like, hey, we have done a lot this year.
Grown a lot this year.
But we got a lot more to learn.
Battles a steal to Ikemba one more time. And some mass substitutions coming in here. Second line.
Comes the line change. Pittsburgh Penguins style. You can go 5 in, 5 out.
I like the comparison. 2 seed Panthers and 2 in the Metro Penguins. Southall will be the sub for Ikemba. Should he make this?
You want to talk about how young these guys are? They messed up the subs. Cracione is supposed to stay. Southall was supposed to go. Coach Isolino's like, we can't even sub in and out right now.
They have
and the
these
refs just laugh. They don't use them now. The kids don't want to use them. Yeah, they don't use them.
They are a little goofy, but that was intentional to try to, when you do sub in so much.
AAU does so many great things for basketball. I'm not criticizing it, as it's amazing. But these kids really do not know how to sub in and out anymore. It is and AAU, I'm telling you, they just walk in and out of the court in some of the tournaments.
Yeah. There's a floater that doesn't fall there from Body. Put back opportunity taken away by the Panthers. Drew Steele, Cracione, Connor Tull, Rob Southall.
Now we got the whole young lineup in. We'll see who takes charge here.
Shot off the mark, but another nice board by Drew Steele. Tull look for 3 off the rim. Southall underneath fighting for the recycled points. Can't come away with it. Out of bounds off of GCC. Keeps it right here with the Panthers. Snively returns for GCC.
I think this is good for the young guys, too, because their shots have not been falling. Eric has missed a lot tonight. He'll tell you that. Tull's missed a couple as well, but you got to keep shooting, trust your shot. Coach Isolino, he'll let you hear it if you don't.
Steals, hits the 3.
That guy doesn't have a problem hitting 3-pointers right now, but he'll tell you if you're open, you're taking a shot. If it's a smart basketball play, I don't care if you're missing.
Snively. Stawobi. And DeLugos. Oh, Foss fading away, doesn't go. Steals to the rack. 2 more.
He's got 5 in the second, now 5 in the third. Again, another guy, I feel like if he was on another team being the leading scorer, he'd get a lot more attention in the Whippeal right now, but you're going to learn about Drew Steele a lot in the next couple of years. I won't say what coach, but I have heard from a couple colleges, they're like, who is that? And then you tell them.
Jameer Guyton misses a layup. Had some pressure from behind.
I do. There was a little early contact there. I'm happy Jameer's okay. That can be a dangerous play.
Airballed shot there. Sewickley pulls it down, and there's a minute to go here in the third. Tull, floater, rims out. Guyton on the putback. Good for 2 more. Timeout, GCC.
Jameer Guyton with another offensive rebound. Again, we talk about it. He's a tweener. He plays that forward position right now. He can move like a guard. Drew Steele's knocking down some shots as well. You'll see one right here. Nice pass by Eric Kracion. Not many teams, Matt, are up 57-11 in a playoff game, and you got all these freshmen and sophomore in there. There's the layup by Drew Steele's again. Jameer Guyton with that offensive rebound we just saw.
If you invest in comparing common opponents, Jeanette, the number 1 seed, beat GCC the last time they played 70-43.
So they gave up a lot more points.
Yes.
And I'm guessing Smelko probably had 15, 16. I will say, Sewickley, the scouting report, they definitely gave him a lot of extra attention. He's talented, but you got to think. I know there's a lot of people that wanted Sewickley to be the one, and Jeanette, I would say they still earned it. I mean, but at the same time, how can you really judge from a last year's game?
Well, that's something that the committee has done historically.
To me, it's like they're high school kids.
Year.
It's last year. Like
it happened last year.
Even if that was a college basketball, I'd be like, what are we talking about?
Right.
It should just be this year's resume.
I guess that NCAA sometimes does
for the blue bloods.
Yes, hand out the blue blood credit, which Jeanette would certainly be considered
that's
that.
a good point.
So I guess from that perspective.
But Sewickley's putting up like historic numbers at this rate for how they're playing defense.
Well, and Sewickley did them a favor, and they hadn't lost a game when the committee got together. Of course, they lost the night they had decided the brackets. And then Jeanette's only loss also came to a team out of state. So I guess all things being equal.
They didn't lose that 1 seed, I guess, is their thought process. You know what I mean? They were just like, well, they both lost one game out of state.
But then, it gets into the conversation, and you kind of bring it back to the college world of like, okay, then what's the point as bucket in the foul for Tommy DeLugos? Kind of gets into the conversation of, well, what's the strength of schedule worth then? Because clearly Sewickley played a much harder schedule
a lot of people
down the
were
stretch.
saying Sewickley, who'd they play? Well, they played a 6A school. They played the City League champ, who will play in 4A in the state championship or the state playoffs. They played.
You play Pine Richland, Peters Township.
Yeah, Peter. I forget about Peter. They played Peters.
Yeah. Oh, my.
He almost did it again.
Steele's almost hits one. And we played 3 from Win Palmer Court. Panthers well in control of this one. Back for the 4th after this on the NFHS Network.
At Penn West University, we're making college make sense again for people who maybe thought college wasn't the answer. We're making college practical with programs tied to in-demand jobs that prepare you for success right away. We're making college accessible by breaking down barriers and offering more choices. We're making college approachable with faculty who understand where you're coming from and help you get where you're going. At Penn West, we're making college valuable again for people just like you. Learn more at pennwest.edu.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Big Ten Plus. Get 3 months of Big Ten Plus for only $4.99 per month. Scan the QR code or go to big10plus.com and enter NFHS when selecting a monthly pass at checkout.
WPIAL playoff basketball from Sewickley tonight. Tom Izzolino still coaching his squad, leading 57-14 as we start the 4th alongside David McDermott. Matt Fargo with you. Panthers well in control as Grimsley looks to add his 4th 3 of the night. He has 20.
Oh, I sat on the bench. You guys forgot about me? Now I have 20 points. It is unbelievable. And he's done it so efficiently tonight. I think he's missed like 1 or 2 shots.
We did get a final 56-42 Winchester Thurston winners. And a little bit of an upset there, a 10 over a 7.
We both sniffed it out, though?
We did. Our bracket was right.
Or sharp.
And Moe's Madness, as they're calling it.
Got a couple other scores here real quick. Neshannock, the number 4 seed that Sewickley could see eventually, beat Fort Cherry 57-40. And Clareton beat Shenango 60-25. So the 5 seed take care of business too. No 5-12 upset.
Dub Bears.
And Jeanette, as I got Brentwood and Bentworth mixed up here in the first half with Mudang. I mean, it happens. Sorry, guys. Jeanette won 70-49. So even a little bit of a closer game as their first round matchup, but they were dealing with a guy that's 6'9" down low. I can get you all the scores.
You have.
We had one more upset so far. Eden Christian 68, Laurel 42.
Wow. The Fighting Aaron Smiths.
Yeah, they were good. They give Sewickley one of their better games of the year.
There's a 3, Amari Spencer.
That's a team. Watch them win a second-round matchup. And then everybody's like, oh, who's Sewickley? Like, Eden Christian, Coach Isolino and Coach Greg both told us, like, they gave us our toughest first half we had for the first, 5 weeks of the season.
Of course, Steelers legend Aaron Smith, the head coach of that squad. And, he knows what film and scouting. He's done it his whole career, so.
And they won that. Well, that was the end of 3. Sorry. So unless Laurel has a crazy comeback, they were up 54-28.
3, Mamadou Kane doesn't come away with it. Ikimba fighting for it, cannot come away, and then a foul. No, they'll call jump ball. Arrow goes to GCC. And maybe the storyline of, if you think that everything flows through Mamadou Kane, he has 4 points tonight.
Lucas Grimsley steps up. He has 20.
Yep.
It's scary. To me, it's just whoever's feeling the best or who gets hot. And what's great about this team is nobody's clapping for the ball or yelling they're not getting the ball. They just play that type of flow. Whoever plays the best, they go, hey, as long as we win, we don't care.
Yep. That's how it.
Drew Steele off the bench sometimes can be the vocal point. Jameer Guyton we've seen get double digits. We've seen games where Tall will hit 3 threes in a row. You just don't know, and there's going to be a foul on Rob Southall, who's had a nice game as well. Kimbo, we've seen him go 10-10. There's the birthday. What better than get a playoff win?
Happy birthday, Amari Spencer. He hits a 3 here in the 4th on his birthday.
Think he wished for a WPIAL championship? You got to think that's got to be up there.
Probably wished for a birthday money ball, and he got
money ball, and he got it.
Body converts. Never know when it's coming, brother. Spencer steps into one. Yes. That's true. Steals, rather.
We're still the birthday
we're
boys
still,
on our mind
still talking
here.
about that.
Drew Steele's, it's your birthday, too.
Primo Altamari, a freshman, into the game. Graham Kelly, another freshman.
Why not? Get him some experience now.
Varsity minutes for a freshman is invaluable, especially in the playoffs.
I know I wasn't playing any sport as a freshman, so again, I know it's impressive, seriously, and on any team when you got freshmen coming out here in a playoff game.
Steals offline.
Here's the hero right there, and Stowovi, and he gets a turnover quick. But again, he had that steal against Union, the game-winning layup. It was funny. Coach said that I sat him because he wasn't doing anything good, and then I put him back in, and he made the best 2 plays of the game. So it just shows you again, these are
Teenagers.
high school kids.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's so funny when people, and there's Eric Cracion. He was getting yelled at a little bit for not taking a jump shot after he missed a couple, and Coach Isolino said, no, you keep shooting. We know how good of a shooter you are.
Cracian hits the 3. Foul with 3 minutes to go here. So the only one we didn't have a score for was the Olsh Bentworth game, I believe.
See if my Twitter fingers can find us a score.
Jump ball, arrow to Sewickley. Now the Panthers will play Winchester Thurston. Quarterfinals on Thursday. Have that for you on the NFHS network. Gracian, catch and shoot three. Yes! 3 more for the freshman. He has 9, all from beyond the arc. Olsh wins by 14.
14. You got some insiders. I couldn't find it. So Olsh take care. So we only had 2 upsets. Eden Christian wins.
Yes. And Winchester Thurston.
Both in this section.
Yep.
That everybody keeps saying that Sewickley didn't play anybody in their section. I'm just saying.
Right. That's good. That's good math there, Damon.
It's just Sewickley's that good is what we're figuring out.
Right.
Because I really think Eden Christian's a team that's going to surprise some people.
Right.
Winchester has to play Sewickley, which I know they're not happy about.
No, probably not.
But they have Hammerling, who averaged 22 this year. So, like, it's not like they don't got talent over there either.
Right.
Eden's a fun one. That'll be one I'll be rooted for,
yep.
Just seeing how far they go.
Will they be? Am I talking correctly here about? Will they have Nishanik? Tall triple, yes. Connor Tall.
And the fun thing about Nishanik is the 4. They were losing to Fort Cherry at half, and then they came out storming back. You never know. You never know what can happen.
Oh my goodness! What a rejection there.
My word. Drew steals. That was a volleyball spike. That was not a block. He's laughing about it because that was unbelievable.
Tip the cap to one of the seniors. James Body checks out and gets some love from his Centurion faithful that have made the trek out here to Sewickley tonight.
And he's one of those guys that sets a standard for this team going into next year. They'll remember him as they won against Union and, again, only winning 1 game before Christmas and then battling back to make the playoffs. It's a really good story. They're going to be a way better team next year. They just ran into a buzzsaw in Sewickley here tonight.
Ball goes out of bounds. Should be the final sequence here as this clock ticks down here and Sewickley looks to advance to the quarterfinals.
Sewickley got guys that Body will talking about in 10 years from now. I played against that guy. And like, seriously, I have those conversations with my friends. That's the type of players that are on Sewickley this year that they're running into.
Drew to Connor Tall. Tall to Southall. To Tall and a putback by Jameer Guyton. An explanation point on a Panther win and the first round. 77-17. And celebrate young man Jameer Guyton, a sophomore, with the jam to end it.
Saw Coach Isolino finally crack a smile and said, I didn't know you could do that. And he got up there.
And Jameer's smiling ear to ear. Going to rewind the tape on that one a couple times, I imagine.
And what an emphatic way to end this game. They have the young guys in the lineup in the second half. Again, really good season by Greensburg Central Catholic. They're going to learn a lot from this one. But Sewickley, again, Matt, just showing you how dominant they can be.
Yeah, you said it at the open, Damon, and you said it in the best way. Don't play with your food. Winchester won. Yeah. Mike Isolino, he looked right at me.
You know what? You know what's great? Yeah, which is always great guy, but intimidating individual.
I was like, what do you want, Mike?
When he says hi to me, I feel like I gotta salute or say yes, sir.
Yeah, right.
So he came right over. So sorry for that delay. But who won? All right, Winchester got it. He didn't even say thank you.
Who won the other game? And then walked away.
So
get back to the.
You want to talk about? He doesn't even. He's like, yeah, we won. I guarantee he's in that locker room. Hey, we're playing Winchester. I'll see you at practice tomorrow.
Well, he might put the Winchester tape on in the locker room right now. That was unbelievable. 77-17. Sewickley Academy advances to the quarterfinals. They will play Winchester Thurston in the quarterfinal round coming up on Thursday in the WPIAL playoffs. Been a fun one. Panthers get it done on home court. They'll hopefully have one more game here at Win Palmer Court in the state playoffs. But until then, quarterfinal bound are the Panthers, winning at 77-17 over Greensburg Central Catholic. For Jake Bislipchik and Corey Berger in our truck and our entire JRM Video Productions crew. For Damon McDermott, I'm Matt Fargo saying thanks so much for watching this presentation of Sewickley Academy Basketball and the WPIAL playoffs right here on the NFHS Network. Good night, everybody.